We can record the thing. Okay. So, yeah. So, welcome you all for the GATE coaching due to Prerna scheme. Okay. We'll thank our Prerna coordinator, Dr. Arun Kumar, first of all, and for giving me opportunity. So, before starting the thing, I'll just introduce myself in a little bit brief. Okay. So, I'm actually working as an associate professor at GRIT. Okay. I think you might have somebody has seen me or not. I don't know, because I have joined actually 2 years back. Actually, I'm very pretty new to the institution also, and I have actually my educational background is mainly I have done my BTech in one of the private college. Okay, then after I joined as an MTech after getting GATE exam in NIT Rourkela. Okay, then I finished my MTech in electronics and communication engineering. Okay, with the VLSI as specialization. Then after that, I joined as an one of the organization for assistant professor for 1 year. Then I feel that like only working as an in an organization pretty soon. Then we started going for again GATE exam and I cracked the GATE exam again in 2013, I think 2013. Then I joined for PhD at IIT Hyderabad as a regular PhD holder. Okay, where I have done actually work on the VLSI, microelectronics and PLSI. Okay, so mainly my project is on I have worked on two different projects. Mainly one of the project get very good fame actually, and that project is actually nothing else, detection of early detection of malaria. Okay, as we know that malaria would be detectable after 3 days only. Okay, because of if you get a fever, first of all doctor will ask you go for paracetamol kind of tablets. Okay, and if it is not get reducing, he asks for you for this different tests like typhoid, malaria and all. Because why they are asking after 3 days actually, why not on the same day they are asking you to do that testings and all? Because the malaria, if you got a malaria, then the particles, malaria antibodies, is not going to be visible on the microscopes. Okay, so it requires actually to grow in such a way that then after 3 days it will be become visible condition in the microscope. That's why doctors are suggesting you. So apart from this, what happened, if you go for 3 days, it will take a lot of time. At that time you will be having very high fever and you are getting problem of 3 days. If you have know that on the first day itself, then it will be very easy for you to very easy for you to understand, I have malaria, I can take the malaria dose, and how much quantity of malaria dose I have to take also. Okay, these things I have actually got the award also from the Rashtrapati. Okay, see Ramnath Kovindji in 2018 March. Okay, our project got selected and I have got the Gandhian Young Technological Innovation Award. Okay, for that project. And they have asked me to do the complete study on it and to do the like production level, and they have given the award money of 15 lakhs also for that. Okay, so this is just a view what I have done actually. And mainly I am also teaching in the GRIT. I have joined in 2018 April, I think 2018 April. It's almost a 2 years and 3 months, sorry, 6 months around. So in that I am actually taking digital electronics and digital signal processing. Okay, so digital signal processing I was taking in the last year, but digital electronics I am taking almost last 3 years onwards. Okay, and GATE, remember students, GATE is not that much difficult to crack. Okay, you will be getting like if you know how, from which subject you have to put concentration, so that it's very easy for you to crack the thing. Mainly you would know what are the subjects you are going to study. Like I can tell you the things. Mainly you can get easy score in EDC. Okay, electronic device circuits and digital circuits, analog circuits. Then you can do little bit network and signal and systems. Okay, and maths also you can do, but you have to try little bit more in the math to crack those questions. Okay, I usually like signal systems, electronic device and digital circuit, analog circuit, these four. Okay, these four subjects if you thoroughly complete it. And also the communication is anyhow a little bit easy. Okay, if you can thorough these 5 subjects, it's very pretty easy to crack the GATE syllabus. I'm telling GATE. Okay, I'm giving guarantee that you will be able to crack this if you can cover up these 5 properly. Okay, and apart from that, mathematics anyhow you have to try. For mathematics there are various like techniques how to get easily, because those are all, if you know those techniques, then it will be very easy actually. Okay, so here in digital electronics, what we are going to cover mainly in the digital electronics, you can first in the syllabus, what are there are actual number systems. Okay, I think everybody has studied the digital electronics in second year first semester, second year first semester, means in third semester. Okay, so I'll just give a glance and how the question will come in the GATE syllabus, GATE actually, and also how different methods easily to get those answers. Okay, in less time, that we will discuss. So mainly the syllabus is number system. Okay, what are the questions will come up in the number systems, I'll tell you. Mainly the base, how to get unknown base of a number system relation. These are little bit important things. Okay, and how to convert easily by seeing the number itself, convert from decimal to binary, binary to decimal, and different number system to another number system, that we'll discuss in a brief little bit. Then we'll move to the combinational circuits. Under the combinational circuits, there will be 2 things we are going to study. One is K-map to reduce the logic functions, and also you are going to study the implementation of logic function, simplification of logic functions using Boolean algebra. Okay, these are the 2 things has been come up over there. Then you are going to study about the logic gates and the CMOS implementation of such logic gates. Okay, they are all very easy. You may also study it in the VLSI. Now it is running, I think, how to design AND gate or get to input AND gate or get using PMOS and NMOS and all. It's already there in your digital VLSI. Okay, you may study on it. And some of the like combinational logic circuits, like arithmetic circuits, like binary parallel adder, BCD, binary coded decimal adder, BCD adder. Then you are going to study adder substrator circuit. Okay, how is it actually? Okay, and also uses of K-map in this. Okay, and code converters, like how to convert a gray code into XS3 code, XS3 to gray, binary to gray, gray to binary. Okay, then you are going to study about little bit about multiplexers means there will be circuits will be given. From those circuits you will be identify the logic functions. Okay, those multiplexer circuits will be given. Okay, and decoders and PLS are little bit important, students, program logic arrays. Okay, we are going to discuss at the end actually. Then sequential circuits will come up to the sequential circuits mainly latches and flip-flops. Okay, like what is the difference between latches and flip-flops, how to design a edge triggered flip-flops, and how to design latches. Okay, then we'll see some of the counters. Okay, BCD counter, synchronous, asynchronous counter, we'll see little bit. Okay, in brief. Then shift registers, what the these are actually applications of these flip-flops and all. Okay, shift registers and finite state machines, FSMs. We can see some Mille-Murray circuits. So these are state assignment state machines are very important for the DC GATE syllabus. Okay, you will see some of the problems on this also, how to solve quickly actually. Okay, how to state reduction, how to do, if you see the diagram. Okay, state diagram, how to see the state reductions easily, and how to find out the logic circuit, sequential circuit of it. Okay, we'll see, because in that questions they will be given circuits. From there they will be asking some functional blocks, and also there will be given some states and they will ask the functional blocks. Okay, then we'll see little bit about the memories. Okay, then about ROM, SRAM and DRAM. It's likely kind of little bit theory, these 3 things, SRAM, DRAM, ROM. You should know what is SRAM, DRAM and ROM, and how to design ROM, little bit important. Okay, then little bit about the microprocessor. Microprocessor is around just a little bit 8085 microprocessor, architecture, memory and interfacing. These 3 only there in your digital circuits. Understand, students? So what we are covering actually in our syllabus, starting from number system. Okay, in the number system, conversion from one number system to another number system, then signed form representation of the numbers. Okay, then little bit subtractions, binary subtractions. Okay, little bit of arithmetic we'll see in that part. Then we'll move to the combinational circuits. In the combinational circuits, we'll see Boolean algebras to reduce the functions, logic functions and literals, okay, using Boolean identities or theorems and postulates, you can say anything. Then we'll see little bit KMF, okay. KMF up to 4 variable is important, nothing more than that it will ask in the question. Mainly how from the question you need to develop the like truth table, that is important, okay. After that it will be very easy how to do the logic functionalities and all, okay. Then we'll see little bit examples of the combination logic circuits, like how design of code converters, multiplexers, decoders and PLS. Then we'll move to the sequential latches, flip-flops, counters, shift registers and Mille-Murray machines, FSMs. Then we'll move to the semiconductor memories, okay. Then at the end little bit about the 8-bit microprocessor. This much only is in our syllabus, okay. So without wasting time, we can start into the meeting and we can start the thing actually. So yes, obviously microprocessor likely it's get removed, but still like last year question has been come up actually. But I have also seeing now, you can see 1 minute, I will share you the screen actually. So recently I have downloaded this actually. So you can, is it visible? My screen is visible to you students? Hello? Is it visible students, my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So see here, this is 2020 syllabus. You can see there is a 8-bit microprocessor architecture interfacing and programming is still available. Okay, so that actually one bit of part actually is coming into the digital circuits. So they have removed the section actually, but they have included the small part actually in the digital circuits. Okay, because this is also very important. If you read something digital, so where will you use those things are actually important actually. That is the reason they have just kept one basic microprocessor to you, okay, nothing else, just programming, memory and interfacing, nothing else, only one bit, okay. So we'll study those things. This is actually 2020 syllabus students, okay. You can see it will be mathematics, then network signals and systems, then electronic devices, which actually you have studied in the, this is actually pure semiconductor kind of thing, okay. Whatever you have studied is different. This is actually little bit kind of electronic device which actually semiconductor, and this you have studied in fourth semester I think, EDC, electronic device circuits, which actually here analog circuits, okay. It also includes op-amp and 555 timers and all, okay. Then control system, I think you have studied in the third year this thing, control system. And communication, starting from the second year itself, you have studied about analog and digital communications and all. Then electromagnetics, it's a little pretty bit of like kind of thing which actually I was always in little bit weak actually, but so that is the reason I was focusing on 4-5 subjects. That's why I cleared the gate like 2 times with a very good percentile as well. Okay, so mainly you have to target on this communication. Okay, next you target on these digital circuits. Okay, next you target on these electronic devices, analog circuits. These 5 subjects and math. If you good in the math, then it will be also very much interested for you to get the score. Okay, so these are the things mainly, students. Okay. So we'll start the thing without wasting time. Okay. So is it so? Then what we'll do? So mainly, so is it all clear? My voice and everything, like video is everything is clear, students. Then we'll start. Okay. So see here, what is there in your syllabus? I have discussed with you in brief actually. The thing is over here. Just a minute. Okay, so mainly in digital electronics, okay, what it will be there, first a little bit about the introduction part, actual number systems and all. Okay, so we'll start from there actually little bit. Okay, in the number system, what I am going to tell you, very basics actually. Okay, in this class I am going to tell you so about the number system, and directly we move after the base or radix of the number system. Then little bit we'll study about how to find out different conversions, like your binary to decimal, decimal to binary, and finally any number system to binary, and binary to any number system, all these things, and finally octal, octal, and all these things will just cover up in 1 or 2 classes. Okay, not more than that. And after that we'll go to the very, very important part, mostly always will come in the exams: how to get base or radix of a unknown number system, unknown base or radix of, sorry, this is unknown base or radix of a relation. Okay, this is very important, students. So one of the questions purely every time they will be get from here. Okay, then after that we will study little bit about the signed, how to represent the signed numbers. Okay, so from here also a little bit of good amount of questions will come up. Okay, and then we'll move to the little bit about the binary codes. Okay, what are the binary codes are available actually. Then we'll move directly to the binary subtractions. Okay, how to use what, say, like 1s and 2s complement technique to which will be useful in binary subtraction. Then we'll directly move to the, after that directly move to the Boolean algebra. Okay, so these are the things we are going to study at initial conditions. Okay, so in your syllabus you can pretty clear here, there will be just given a just given in the syllabus number systems. Okay, number systems, then directly is asking about Boolean algebra. Okay, but we don't know actually what it will come up in from the number system in the exam. Okay, so I have already seen few of the questions, many of the questions are coming from this. So see here, the signed numbers, and little bit from the binary codes, and this one. Okay, these three parts mostly the questions are coming from the number systems. Okay, so we'll see those things in a quicker manner, and how to get those things actually, and what are the expected questions, we are going to see those things. Okay, so, and one more thing, if you are getting any doubt, no problem, you can share it in the like WhatsApp group itself, where we have actually common WhatsApp group. Okay, so meanwhile, if there is any problem, I will try to solve it out for you. Okay, and so mainly what you have to do, you just have to, just a minute. Yes. What you have to do, take a paper. Okay, just whatever your doubt would be there, just write down that in the paper and post it in that group. Okay, okay, also you can post it in the personally to me, I can solve it out, and I will also share with that thing with you later on. Okay, so this is the way we can clear our doubts. Okay, before starting the thing about the number system. Okay, and one more thing, if you are getting any doubt, immediately please let me know. Okay, so that we'll have see that what is your doubt and all at the same time. Okay, so we'll start the number system quickly without wasting time. So number system, what is number system? Mainly generally number system used to define magnitude of any quantity. Okay, so let's say I'll tell you like in very brief actually, count 5 balls. Okay, now the question has been come, what that 5 represents. Okay, it defines certain quantity. Okay, so there are different types of number system, you know about it, just I am refreshing your mind today, is nothing else, just refreshment of your mind. Okay, you have known all these things better way. Okay, binary number system. Okay, next you know about the decimal number system and octal number system. Okay, then finally hexadecimal number system. Okay, you have known all these things, these are all number systems are available in your digital electronics, because we have a course here number system, so we little bit in brief will study about it. Okay, you please let me know if you are getting any doubt, immediately we can solve it up. Okay, so see here, now the thing is, in order to represent those number system, there will be a technical term available. That term is nothing else a base or radix of the number system. Now the thing is, what is base or radix? Base or radix is nothing else, value representing that particular number system. Okay, value representing that particular number system. Okay, is called value representing that particular number system. Okay, so that is called base. That particular number system is called base or radix. This is very important, and always you can expect a question from this, I'm telling. Okay, so now we'll go to the first number system, which is binary number system. So I'll just giving you brief. So base is what? 2. Binary is 2. So what is the maximum value in the binary number system? Base minus 1 is the maximum value which can be represented in the binary number system. So base is what? 2 minus 1, 1. So in the binary number system, the numbers or values are 0 and 1. Okay, because we have base is 2, that's why the maximum value it can represent by the binary number system is 1. So it will be 0 and 1. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please unmute and ask me. Okay, don't be SM anything. Okay, so next thing, so second part of the number system is directly we'll move to the octal number system, where octal number system, the base or radix you can say actually it's 8. So obviously the maximum number of values you can represent in the octal number system, 8 minus 1, base minus 1, which is you can also in the gate exams you can represent it as R. Okay, they will not represent anything in the base and all, they will be representing R and all. Okay, you should know about it, the R, what is R actually. So maximum number it can represent in the octal number system is 7. So what are the numbers it can represent? 0, 1, 2 up to 7. You know it very well, I'm not explaining much about it. Okay, so next, third is actually decimal number system. The decimal number system, you should know it actually human actually represents everything in the decimal form. Okay, decimal number system. Okay, what is the base of this number system? So now I have told you an example, count the number of apples on the table. So a human can represent that, and he will just count it up and tell that 5. So obviously whatever human is actually telling, this also sometime came in the exam, but it's very old time, 2003 actually it has been come up. Okay, if you can see the gate at that time, there will be no gate actually that time. At that time I think AI something is there. Okay, so 5 is nothing else your decimal number system, whatever human actually speaks up to represent the values of the quantity, that will be actually decimal number system. Okay, any doubt on this? Okay, then what is the base of the decimal number system? You can say 10. So the maximum value you can represent in the decimal number system is 10 minus 1, which is actually 9. So the numbers which can be represented in this decimal number system, 0, 1, 2 up to 9. So this is called your decimal number system. Okay, any doubt up to the students? These are very simple. I've just discussed about very simple things. You may know about it very well also. Okay, next thing is, we'll directly move to the hexadecimal. Okay, hexadecimal number system. In the hexadecimal number system, the base is actually 16, as the name suggests itself. Hexa means 16. And what are the number of the maximum number of values you can represent? 16 minus 1, which is 15. Okay, 15 up to 15 it will be represented, 0, 1, 2 up to 9. After 9 it will be A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, these are the values. Okay, 10, 11, 12. So these are all 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now tell me why they have been represented these 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 in this A, B, C, D, E, F form. Okay, anybody is thinking of here? Yes. Please be in time. I am also late today, maybe. Okay, no problem. Okay, is that all okay? So now what I have told you, actually I have told about it, why there will be representation of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 as A, B, C, D, E. So it's nothing else the decoding in hexa. Okay, so what they have done, they have decoded in hexa. Okay, so see here, I'll tell about this in a brief little bit. So let's say you are transmitting certain signal. Okay, so you are transmitting certain data through antenna. Okay, so what will happen while you are transmitting at the receiver end? Let's say you are transmitting here something like 2f. Okay, in hexadecimal you have transmitted 2f. Okay, or you can transmit, let's say you are transmitting two values, 2 and 15, two datas you are transmitting, which are hexadecimal data. So 2 and 15 you want to transmit from the transmitter station to the receiver station. Okay, so what will happen at the receiver? They have been received those data 2 and 15. like this, at that time there will be a confusion whether it's has been represented 215 or this is separate three datas, or it is like 2 and 15 separately two datas. So there will be a little bit of confusion has been arise. If you know about its hexadecimal also, still you are having the confusion about it. Okay, so what will happen at that time? So what you can represent, that is the reason in during the data communication there will be a problem has been arrived. So they have been started decoding this 10 11 12 13 14 15 into hexa codes. They have decoded into hexa. So if you can represent this 2 and 15 in 2 and f, then easily you can transmit the thing. And at the receiver also, if you receive 2 and f, then you can understand very clearly that yeah, data has been come up in the hexadecimal data, and the data is 2 and f separately. Okay, you can know that actually. So in order to avoid the confusion, to take out this confusion between digits having this decoding in hexadecimal number system. Okay, nothing else. Next, we'll move to the next part. So without wasting the time, we'll start the things about the conversion quickly. Okay, just little bit about the conversion. Okay, what is conversion? So one more important thing to students, if you know digital electronics, it will be very easy to crack also like core companies. Okay, many of the core companies, they actually need digital and analog. So if you know about it, and if you are good in the codings and all, VSDL and Verilog coding, or little bit now if you can like system Verilog or system C, these are the four languages. If you learn it, all are like kind of similar kind of thing. If you learn everything, then it will be very easy to crack core companies. Okay, so mostly in IITs, the core companies has been come up, and they will ask always the digital unit minimum 2-3 questions. Okay, I have taken the feedback from the MTech students and BTech students, those who are sitting in the core companies like Synopsys, Cadence. These people has been come up to the IITs. Okay, so they will directly ask the digital unit. Also, you can also apply those things, Synopsys and Cadence offline. Okay, through your resume you can send it. If you are good in those languages, you are always welcome to the those companies, remember. Okay, and Red Pine, now in Hyderabad, actually one of the company is Red Pine. Okay, they are mostly interested on the analog guys. Okay, if you know better about the analog guys, I also can recommend for you. Okay, I'm telling. So what you have to do, you have to be little bit good in the system point of view, analog system point of view, like current mirror circuits and all. If you know those things, okay, Darlington circuits, current mirror circuits, it's very easy to crack over there. Okay, and they're paying also very good. Okay, so many of my friends are working over there actually. So we'll start without wasting time. The conversions are nothing else. Like there are various conversions, like most of them are like decimal number system to any other number system, conversion. Next, any other to decimal number system, Okay, next we can see some of the about octal to binary and vice versa. Okay, and vice versa, binary to octal also we'll see little bit. Okay, then we can see about hexadecimal to binary. Okay, hexadecimal to binary, then we'll see binary to hexadecimal. So just little bit one examples we'll see actually how is it actually. Next, octal to hexadecimal, sorry, so octal to hexadecimal we'll see. Okay, then at the end we can see hexadecimal to octal. Okay, we can have these many conversions actually possible in number system. Okay, first one is decimal to any other number system, to decimal. Mainly why I am telling here any other, because remember in the GATE exams what they will do, they will not ask decimal to binary or decimal to this, they will ask little bit modification, decimal to, they will ask 19, base 19 number system. So if you know that, then only you can able to do that. Understand student? That is the reason I want to tell you about this thing. Any other number system to decimal, or decimal to any other number system. Okay, so they will ask 10 decimal to 56 number system. So if you know this concept, then only you can able to answer those things. Okay, else it will be very tough for you to answer. Okay, Just a minute, students. Any doubt till now? Please let me know immediately. Hello? Any doubt? Durga, any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Please, okay. Anybody has any doubt? Is it like a little bit, are you feeling boring, students? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. So is it okay? Can I teach in this way or you want me to teach directly the topic? Please let me know. Because why I am teaching this, these things actually little bit correlated to your next parts. That's why that is the reason I am little bit go through this, because these are, see, you may know or no, don't know. Some of them are don't know about how to convert from decimal to 56 number system. Okay, who is having base 56? Are you able to know? No, obviously. That is the reason I'm just little bit going through it actually, nothing else much. Okay, any doubt, students? Please let me know immediately. Or anything else you want me to know, please let me know. Is it okay the way I am going? Please, anyone can suggest me once. Is it okay? Can we go further in this way?
Yes, sir. This way is good.
Okay, so we'll start the thing then. What I'm saying here, so here there are various number system conversions are there: decimal to any other to decimal, octal to binary, binary to octal, hexadecimal to binary, binary to hexadecimal, octal to hexadecimal, hexadecimal to octal. All this, from this, all this, you can expect one of the question. If you are lucky enough, one of the questions you can get it from this. Okay, so we'll see those things now very quick manner. Okay, so now the first part is, you see here, first number system conversion, like decimal to any other number system, decimal to any other number system. I'll tell you how to do that. Any other number system. Okay, so what are the decimal? The base is your 10. You need to convert any of the number system. So base is 2, it may be base is 8, maybe base is 16, maybe base is any other. Let's say 23. Okay, any other. This is any other. Am I correct, students? Any other. So what you need to do mainly in this, so the thing is here, there are two things. One is actually this is given base. So please understand, this is given base. This is your target base. So this is your target base. Okay, so these two things you should know. This is the little technical word. I don't know whether you have known about it in the digital electronics in your third semester or not. They have taught you or not, but this is the way. Decimal to any other means there is a given base and there is target base. So this is mainly you can do with the help of very important concept. This is called successive division concept. Successive division concept. What is successive division? Up to when will get the division possible? What up to when the division should be possible, students? Do you all know Euclid's division lemma? What is Euclid's division lemma? A is BQ plus R. B, A is dividend, B is your divisor, Q is quotient, R is remainder. Okay, up to when division is possible, you can do this successive division. Okay, so see here what you have to do actually. The do here is, if you are given a number here, the number is in the decimal number system, the number is given to you, you have to make the successive division with the target base. Okay, similarly a number is given in the decimal number system, you have to give the division in target base 8. Similarly, the number is given to you, you have to divide it with the help of successive division with given base 16. Similarly, here also, if the base is given here 10, you want to convert into target base 23, you have to convert it like this, number successive division with 23. Do you understand, students, what you need to do? And keep track the remainders always. Okay, and keep track the remainders also always. Okay, this is the way you can convert any decimal numbers into any other number system. Okay, so we'll do one quick one or two examples on this. Okay, then we'll start to the next one. So see here, let's say I've been given here one of the question, 24 base 10. I want to convert it to, let's say, 2. What you need to do? So very simple, as we know that this is the way we can do, but it's little bit time consuming. If you know this procedure, it's okay. So what you have to do, successive division 2, 12, and keep remainders track the remainders. The remainders are here 0. Okay, now what you need to do, up to when you have to do this, up to when you will be having the remainder less than your division. Okay, here 2, 6, 12, again 0, this is 2, 3, 0, 2, 1, 1. Okay, next you keep track these remainders from the top to, sorry, bottom to top, bottom to top. So this is the way you can do that. Okay, very simple. It may refresh your mind now. Okay, else you can do the weighted. Always you know that the binary, these are conversion to binary. So this is a binary code. So in this binary coding, you know that this is a weighted code. Weighted code. Okay, what is weighted code? It's having weight in each place values. So there will be another concept come up, place values. Okay, this is called place values. Each place value has particular weight in the like codes. So what you have to do in the decimal number system, mainly the codes are actually 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 3, 2 to the 4, and 2 to the 5, like this. Okay, so if you want to do this, this is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, like this, 64, like this. These are all weights or place values of the decimal number system. If you want to convert it, what you need to do, you need to put 1 or 0 values in the corresponding weights. So what you need to do, you can understand here, if I want to convert 24 into decimal, so this is actually standard procedure, student. In GATE exams, you should not do this way. If directly asking in the decimal to 2, you should not follow this one actually. This is, if you are giving a bigger examples and all, you can follow it up, but still I suggest to follow this. Okay, this is called weighted technique. What you need to do, you know that this 24 I want to convert. So if you want to convert 24, up to when we should have weight to consider, we should have weight to consider 16. Why? Because if you can add up 16 and 8 itself 24, so I can put here 1, here 1, other 3 values 0. So this is 16 plus 8, which will give me 24. Okay, so what is the binary equivalent of the decimal 24? Decimal 24 is, this is base 10, this is my base 2, 1 1 0 0. So this is the way you can do it. So your wish, which one you have to choose actually. I have just given you 2 different ways to do. One is basic formula is, any number system, any number is given in the decimal number, you have to perform the successive division with the targeted base. Understand, students? So this is the way you need to do your particular things of the conversion. Okay, now we'll go to the next part. So here, let's say I am converting the thing 24. Again, I am giving the same type of example just to explain you, to refresh your mind. 24 base 10 I want to convert into octal. So what I need to do, very simple, I just need to do the successive division with targeted base. So here targeted base is 8, and I will keep track the remainder, nothing else. 8 3 24, and I will be having remainder 0. So see here what is happening. So I'm getting here, after that, is it possible to do? Because you see here the divisor is now bigger, so I cannot do that. Understand? So I'll just stop over here. So this is 3030. So what do you understand? 24 base 10 is 30 base 8. So I'll give you one more important question. What it will come in the exam actually, in this GATE exam, what it will come? See here. So I am converting here a number which is actually decimal. So it's a bigger. Now it's octal. It's a smaller number system. So see here, by looking into this, what you understand? A smaller number at 24, the value get increased. If I am doing from higher base to lower base, if I am converting from higher base to lower base, the number get what? Increases. Okay, so it's a reciprocal kind of thing. So what will happen? There may be options will be given like this. So this will be 30, they will be given like this 18, they will be given like this 16, they will be given like this 8. So instead of doing this, all these notonkeys, what you will do, directly you can choose this. Are you all understanding, students? Because everything here 24, less than 24, everything, these things are less than 24. This is the trick, students. Every time you should not do all these dramas and all to get the thing, because you have very less time to get the things done, and with proper secure way. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to check the first, you have to check first the questions. So always they will trick on this actually. Okay, IIT professors will create these questions, get questions. Nobody will do. They will every time some of the IITs they will get the fortune to get the things. Okay, so if the question carries something like 30 and 32 something like this, then at that time you have to perform all these operations. Okay, else if everything is less than 24, no need to perform, just write down this is the choice, nothing else. Okay, and another thing, if D choice is not this one, none of the above, then again you have to perform. If it is 30, 12, 16, none of the above, then you have to perform. Maybe answer will be 30 or none of the above, anything can be possible. At that time you have to perform the thing. Any doubt, students? Please let me know immediately. Just a quick feedback in 1 minute.
No,
Hello,
sir.
student, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next I'll tell you one more question. Like we have to convert the same number. I'm just giving the same example here. 24 base 10. I want to convert into hexadecimal. What to do? So see here, very simple. Again, you can do successive division. Okay. Sorry, converted by 16. So I can do here. Sorry, students, I made a mistake over here. So what you need to do, you have to we have to do successive division with target base 16. So what you need to do, 16, 1. So there will be remainder 8. So obviously this will be 18. Okay. So what do you understand from here? So again, I can tell you 1 is now less than 16. So no need to again perform division. Okay, successive division gets stopped here. Okay, we no need to do because your remainder is now less than the divisor. So obviously according to Liquor's division lemma, we can stop over here. Okay, so what do you understand from here? So I am just getting 24 base 10, I am getting 18 base 16. So now what is happening here? Here number system 24 is I'm converting to the higher base. Okay, if I'm converting the higher base, the number get reduced. See here. Okay, so again you have to see the choices. What are the choices has been given to you? Okay, if the choice is only given to like 18, next to 34, next to 48, next to it will be given 102. What you can do, directly you can choose this. Okay, do you all understand, student? While we are, so what do you understand from this? If I am converting decimal to a lower base, my value will get increased. If I am getting 10 to 16, so if I am doing 10 to 16 higher base, then my value get reduced. This is the way you can understand the thing. Okay, so this is one of the method, and another method also possible. You know that the weightage values. What are the weightage values? You know that 8 to the power 0, 8 to the power 1, 8 to the 2, like this also you can put those values and get the answers also. Okay, so this is one of the procedure, and these are all if you have some portions there is no fractions. If there is fractions come into the picture, 24 base 25, 24.25 base 10. How to convert into the decimal? So see here, what you have to do, you have to just divide your paper into two parts, perform successive division over here. Okay, and keep track the remainders. Okay, very simple. Okay, keep track these things and write down these values over here. Next, in this part you have to just multiply. This is successive division, this is successive multiplication. So after decimal number you have to do the successive multiplication. Successive multiplication with targeted base only. Always remember, everything whatever we are going to do, we have to play with the targeted base. So if you do successive division, you have to play with the targeted base. If you perform successive multiplication, also you have to do with the targeted base only. Okay, so this will be your targeted base. So you have to multiply. So this will be 0.5. So what you need to do, keep track these things. Okay, keep track this thing. This will be from top to bottom to top you are doing. Okay, here what you need to do, again you have to perform successive division. Up to when you have to perform, up to when you will get after decimal should come 0 or should repeat one of these terms. Okay, keep track this thing. Now we got 0. If I perform multiplication also, I will get every time 0 0 0. Okay, if I do that, if I continue, keep on continuing, these all values get repeated. So my value is now this thing, 1 1 0 0 0.01 is actually the base 2. Do you all understand? So this is very simple. Similarly, if you can do this thing with the help of, I'll give you one last example on this, then we'll move to the next part. So let's say this is the question, 123.4 base 10, I want to convert into the 8. So what I need to do, I just has to perform the same way. 123, I can divide it with the help of 8 successive divisions. So which is nothing else, your 15, you can do 15 into 8, 120. So remainder is 10. Again, this is greater than divisor, it is possible, 8 into 1, so this is 7. So 173. Okay, you can obviously see here 123, I am converting to the lower base, the value get increased. Do you all understand over here? Our funda is working over here also. Every time it will get work. Okay. So next in this part, what you have to do? Take 0.4 multiply with 8. Okay. 3.2, keep track those things. 0.2 multiply 8, 1.6, keep track these things. 0.6 multiply with 8, 4.8, you can keep track these things. Okay. Again 0.8 multiply with 8, 6.4. Okay. 0.4 into 8, 3.2. So see here, now again this 0.2, it get repeated. So it's again, whatever you do, again the same things will come up. So you have to stop over here and you have to write down those values over there. Okay, what you have to do? 173.31463. Okay, you have, this is your base 8. Okay, all of you understand, students? It's very simple, nothing else. Next. Okay, so next part. So this is actually decimal to octal and decimal to any other number system. So see here, if a question is given to you, something like 46 base 10 is asking to do in base 23. Okay, so base 23. Okay, sometime in this type of questions will come up. At that time you may think that what is this 23? I never see this type of questions actually. So I have told you very simple way. What you have to do? Take the number, very simple, divide with the help of targeted base. Okay, just divide with the help of targeted base. So whatever you divided, 46. Now what is written here? 0. So obviously it is possible, again no division is not possible, keep that track. So it is 46 base 10 is now 20 base 23. Okay, so this is the way we can perform any type of number system into decimal number system into any number system. Any doubt on this, students? Can you able to do that? If it
Sir,
comes?
I am not able to, sir.
What tell me?
It is stucking, sir. Now it's
What stucking? I don't know. Huh?
your voice, sir.
My voice is stucking now.
Now it is clear, sir.
Okay, I'll look into it. Just a minute, students. Just a minute. I'll look into the matter. Just a minute. So is it clear now, students? My voice, how is it?
Yes, sir. Now it is clear, sir.
Okay. In between, some problem is happening, students.
Recently
Hello?
happened, sir.
But now it's fine, huh?
Fine, sir.
Okay. So did you understand how to convert decimal to any other number system, student? Did you all understand the concept, whatever I have discussed now? Huh? Is it okay? Hello? So is it fine, or again I have to repeat something? Please let me know, whatever may be your thing. So is it fine? Then we'll proceed the things then. Okay, so what I have told you, okay, we can convert any decimal number into the any other number system. Okay, so this is the way we can, so, and also we can understand certain funda. Okay, if there is a number given to you, you are converting from the lower base to the higher base, then your number get reduced. If you are converting from the higher base to the lower base, then number get increased. So by looking into the choices also, you can identify the thing without solving those things. Okay, so next thing. Okay, now we'll move to the second part of our conversion. What is that? Any other number system to decimal number system. Any other number system into decimal number system. Okay, so this is the second part which I have told you about the conversion. So what you have to do here, any other means your, let's say 2, okay, let's say 8, 16, any other means 19 or 23, any other 23, 24, any other number system, I have to convert into the decimal number system. Base is decimal. So here given base, okay, here this is your target base. You want to convert to this particular base, okay, so which is 10 target base. Okay, so see here what you need to do mainly. So in that case, what you need to do, there will be a certain formula you need to remember. This is summation of digit multiply with the given base to the power place value. Okay, so what you have to do, the digit, the given digits, okay, of the number system. Let's say I'm giving an example here, 2, let's say 110. What you need to do, digits means these are the digits. And what do you mean by place values? Place values are nothing else, the place values, this place value is 0, 1, 2. Okay, this is the way. Okay, the place values are like this. Okay, so these are the digits, summation of digit multiply with 2 to the power place value. Okay, next, anyone is actually pinging. Okay, so next the same thing here also, summation of digit multiply with given base to the power place value. Okay, similarly here digit given base to the power place value. Similarly digit given base 19 to the power place value. This is the way you can do this. Okay, what is the formula? The formula is summation of digit multiply with, this is your given base to the power place values of the digits. Okay, again somebody is pinging, I don't know why. Okay, do you all understand, students, what is the formula? So we'll see some of the examples so that it will be clear your doubts also. So see here how to convert actually. Let's say the number is given to you 1100. It's a binary number given to you and asked you to convert into the decimal. What you need to do, you can do two different ways. Very simple. In the gate you can use this technique, 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 3. Okay, this will be the place value 8, 4, 2, 1. So obviously 8 plus 4, this will be 10, base 10. Easily you can get it up. If you are using the formula, very simple, what you want to do, very simple, always remember, always start it from the here left, sorry, right to the left. Take always right to the left. What is place value? Place value is this 0, 1, 2, 3. Always digit is 0, multiply with given base 2 to the power place value is 0, plus digit multiply with 2 to the power 1 place value, plus 1 multiply with 2 to the power 2, plus 1 2 to the power 3. Okay, this is the way you can find out, and you will get 12 also here. Okay, this is actually the basic fundamental thing actually. Okay, you can do it anything anyway like this. Okay, now the question is here, let's say the question will be like this, 1100.01. What do you have to do? Base 2 to base 10. How to do? Very simple. Here the place values are getting changed actually, nothing else. Always remember dot, keep a part of like this, make it, this is 0 place value, 1 place value, 2, 3, and this is -1, -2. The place values are -1 and -2. So what you need to do here, very simple, the same thing, summation of digit multiply with your given base 2 to the power place value, nothing else. So what you have to do, always I told you from left, whatever given to, sorry, from right. So this is from right to left, take from right to left. So here it will be 1 multiply 2 to the power -2 plus 0 multiply 2 to the -1 plus 0 multiply 2 to the power 0 plus 0 multiply 2 to the 1 plus 1 multiply 2 to the 1 plus, sorry, 2 to the 2, 1 multiply 2 to the 3. If you do this, you will get finally the answer will be your 12.25 base 10. Okay, any doubt, students, till now? I think it is pretty clear and very easy, nothing else. You just need to know the things, how the conversion is actually. So I suggest, if this type of questions has been come up, you can use this weights actually, 1, 2, 4, 8. 16, 32, 64, next 122, 8, like this, the weights you can take care. Wherever the ones are there, just add it up, nothing else. Just this is like this, let's say number is given to you, just add it up. 64 plus 16 is nothing else, I think 80. Okay, 80 base 10. You can do it up like this. Okay, and if there is points has been given, you know that what you need to do, you get it separately like this for this, and after points you just need to use this formula to get the things also. Okay, any doubts, students, on this? No, then we'll proceed the thing without wasting time. So next thing is, again we have seen, let's say one of the examples I'll give you a little bit kind of sometime they may ask actually 123 base 17 is converted into 10. What you need to do at that time? What you have to do here, you will be using that formula. Okay, what you have to do, very simple. 123 is the place value. The place values are 0, 1, 2. Okay, and this is your given base, this is your given base, and this is your target base. Okay, this is your target base. What you need to do, very simple, summation of digit multiply with given base 17 to the power place value. So summation of digit means always start from right. 3, 17 to the power 0 plus 2, 17 to the power 1 plus 1, 17 to the power 2. This is the way you can find out the answer, nothing else. Okay, so you can check the correct option, you can choose it up. Okay, so this is the way you can convert any number system into decimal number system. Don't be get afraid that I don't know about any other number system. It's very simple, nothing else. There is a particular rules, you have to follow those particular rules to get the answers done. Okay, so we'll be not wasting time, we'll go to the next part. So do you all understand, students, what I am teaching? Is there any doubt till now? Give a quick feedback, students.
No, sir.
Okay, good. So one more thing I'll tell you here. Let's say the question is given 1F16 convert into the base 10. What will you do at that time? You just has to know that, very simple. This is 1F. By looking into this itself, you can obviously say that it's a hexadecimal number system. You can have a place values, very simple, 0 and 1. So what you need to do, just need to summation of digit multiply with 16 to the power place value. So very simple, F multiply with 16 to the power 0 plus 1 into 16 to the power 1. So F is nothing else, 15 multiply with 1 plus 1 into 16. So this will be 15 plus 16, this is 31 base 10. Okay, this is the way we can convert the particular things. Okay, so next part, what we will do now. Okay, so I'll just to give a glimpse on this also. So let's say the next part of our conversion, octal to binary. Octal to binary number system. So see here, if you are converting a octal number system to binary number system, what you have to do, you would have known about the octal to binary number system conversion table. But before that, remember one important concept over here. I am going to tell you, in octal number system, what is the base? Base is actually 8, base or R, whatever you can say. What the base is representing? The base is representing nothing else, your value representing that particular number system is called the base. Okay, it may be digits, symbols, or letters, anything may be. Okay, so here if you want to convert a octal to binary number system, you should know that my base of the octal given base is actually 8. Okay, so if it is 8, obviously what are the possible values will be the 0 to 7. Okay, if I want to convert to the binary, what would be my maximum value of the weight of this binary? So it will be 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, and 2 to the power 2. Okay, this much, but it will be never 8 because my octal maximum value is 7 actually. Okay, in octal my maximum value is 7. That's why it will never come 2 to the power 3. Understand? So always you will be having 1, 2, and 4. These 3 values of weights will be possible in the binary number system to convert. Okay, why? Because I have a base 8. So maximum value of the octal number system is 7. In order to represent 0 to 7, I would need maximum weight of the binary number system is 4. Now you can understand what you have to do. Very simple. 0 0 0 for 0. For 1 it is 0 0 1. For 2 it is 0 1 0. For 3 it is 0 1 1. For 4 it is 1 0 0, like this, and maximum base is 1 1 1. Okay, so this is actually the conversion table which actually tells me about the octal to binary number system conversion. Okay, octal to binary number system conversion. Okay, any doubt, students, till now? Please let me know. Okay, so what we have done, we have just converted to octal binary number system conversion table. This is actually the conversion table. What it actually represents, it has maximum binary digits will be 3 binary digits. So each octal number, the takeaway point is each octal number can be represented in 3 binary bits. Okay, those binary bits is actually the weights containing in the binary digits. Okay, so we can see here some of the examples, very easy. So here 76 is a octal number. Let's say I want to convert this 76 into the binary. What I need to do, very simple, I just keep the 76. Each octal number, I know that there is 3 binary bits. Okay, so for this I would have 3 binary bits, for this I would have 3 binary bits. So I just representing this in the 3 binary bits according to the weights. What are those weights? 1 2 and 4. Similarly, according to the weight 1 2 and 4, so this will be 1 1 0. So what is 76 base 8? 76 base 8 is 111 110 base 2. Okay, do you all understand, students? It's very simple, nothing else. Okay, you maybe forgot all these things, but these are all very simple. Next, let's say I'll be giving one more example over here before winding up the thing. 64.25 base 8, I want to convert into the base 2. What you need to do, always remember, if there is point, keep a bar. Okay, keep a line, which actually the line of conversion. Okay, you can say line of converting values. Okay, so what you can say, this part convert into 3 bits for each. Okay, next this part also converted 3 to bit each. Then finally with the decimal bit you can write down those things. So 6 is 110, 4 is 100, point is as it is, 2 is 010, 5 is 101. So finally what is my thing? 64.25, 110 100.0100101 base 2. Okay, any doubt, students, on this? No, then we'll do the next thing over here. Okay, so next one is, okay, obviously the next opposite vice versa kind of concept, so which is nothing else, binary to octal number system. Okay, binary to octal number system. At that time, what you need to do, you know that while I am converting a octal number to binary, each octal number can be represented in 3 binary bits. Similarly, 3 binary bits can be represented one octal number. So the takeaway point is here, the takeaway point TP. What is that? 3 binary bits consecutively will give me one octal number, one octal bit. Okay, so with this takeaway point we can solve anything. So see here, let's say 101011. Okay, 0, so 0.10. So what you need to do, you need to first take this dot. Always remember, from here take 3 groupings. This is one grouping. Okay, this is another grouping. Now it will be left up with only 1 bits of binary. So what you have to do, you have to pad up 2 zeros. If you pad up 2 zeros in the most significant bit, there will be no change in the before decimal number. Okay, similarly here now you can have another 3 bits of grouping. So here what, it has only 2 bits, so we have to pad 1 more 0 over here. It will not change any of meaning of it. So this will be again 1 more grouping. You can again now find out the equivalent octal number of it for each 3 bits of binary. So what is 0011 to 6.4, 126.4 octal. So this is the way we can convert a binary number system to octal number system. Whatever way you can choose it. Okay, similarly after this we will wind up our class, only last part of the syllabus today for conversion. So in this, what you need to do, hexadecimal to octal. Sorry, hexadecimal to binary number system. So similarly, what you need to do in hexadecimal to binary, what you need to do, you would have base is what? 16. So maximum value it can accommodate what? 16 minus 1. So what is this? 15. So it can accommodate maximum value of the bits 15. So for the 15, what is the weightage of the binary? The weights of the binary is 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, and 2 to the 3. It will not take 2 to the 4, because if you get 2 to the 4, then 16 also will come up. Okay, that is the reason. But our hexadecimal number system, 16 is not there. It will be starting from up to 15 only. So in order to accommodate the 15 in the binary, we will not put 2 to the 4, because if you put 2 to the 4, it will become 16, and also 16 get accommodated in the hexadecimal number system. So the weights of the number system which is need to be converted in the binary for the each hexadecimal bit requires 4 bits of binary. So the weights are 1, 2, 4, and weight are the bits weights of the binary number. So what is the takeaway point TP here? The takeaway point is here, in order to convert each hexadecimal number, we need 4 binary bits. Okay. Similarly, vice versa. Okay. Let's say I want to convert this 1F16 base 16 into binary. So what I need to do? You can have 4 binary bits of 1, and you can have 4 binary bits of F. What is 1? 0, 0, 0, 1. What is the weights here? 1, 2, 4, and 8. Similarly, 1, 2, 4, and 8. So F is 15. 15 means 8. 15 means what? 8 plus 4, 12 plus 2 plus 1. So all are 1. So what is 1F? 1F16 is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So this is the way you can convert your any numbers, hexadecimal to binary. Okay. Similarly, the vice versa thing as well. So what is the vice versa thing? Let's say you are converting the binary number system to hexadecimal number system. At that time, what you need to do? What is the takeaway point we have concluded? Actually, each 4 binary bits consecutively gives me 1 bit of hexadecimal. Okay, this is the takeaway point. What you need to do? Let's say we have 101.11 binary. I want to convert into hexadecimal. What I need to do? Since we know that this is a LOC, you can say, and after that you convert it from here, group it from here. So 4 binary bits you require to get 1 bit hexadecimal. So, but here 3 binary bits are there. You can pad 1 0 over there. Now it will become 4 binary bits, which will give me 1 hexadecimal number, which is nothing else 5. And here we need only 2 bits are there, but we need 4 binary bits to get a 1 hexadecimal number. So we can pad up 2 binary bits, so which will give me 1100 is nothing else what actually 1100 students 118 for 12, 10 is A, B, C, 5 point C. So answer is 5 point C, 16. Okay, did you all understand, students? What you need to do? Very simple. You need to know what is the maximum weight it can accommodate. After that, now the question is, let's say it's you want to convert. Okay, I'll give you one more thing. Okay, this is one of the procedure. Another procedure is there. What you have to do? You can convert from binary to decimal and decimal to hexadecimal, but that is very much time consuming. Okay, this is the way also you can perform. Okay, if your binary number system, hexadecimal number system is given to you, you know how to convert binary to decimal, decimal, but this is all time consuming. You have to do this procedure to get the thing done for you. Okay, the last number system conversion, the 5th one. Sorry. So the 5th one is actually octal to hexadecimal number system. Hexadecimal number system. Okay, octal to hexadecimal number system. So what you need to do? You will be having a number given to you. Let's say in octal a number is given to you 257.126 octal is given to you, and they have been asking you to find out the hexadecimal. H, the hexadecimal base would be H or 16. Don't be get confused. Okay, in the exam it may be H also has been written, so that you will not get confused. Okay, so what you need to do, as we know that this is the procedure, what you need to do at that time, first you need to convert into the binary, then binary to hexadecimal. Very simple. For this, what you need to do, 257.126. So see here, 257.126 base 8. At the time, what you need to do, this is a octal. First you need to convert to binary, then after converting to binary you have to do 16, base 16. Okay, so each bit will be 3 binary bits, 0 1 0, 5 is 1 0 1, 7 is 1 1 1, 126 is nothing else, 0 0 1 4 1, and 242 is 0 1 0, for 6 it is 1 1 0. So I will be getting 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 point 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 1. After 0 also, if you want to put also not. Next I want to convert this binary into hexadecimal. So what I have to do, I have to put a bar over here and take the groupings, each 4 bits of grouping, because we know that every 4 binary bits will be 1 hexadecimal bit. So this 4, this 4, and finally here we don't need this 0, means obviously 0, I don't need to take that one also. Then finally here this 4 bits, this 4 bits, over. So this will be your 1010 is A. Okay, next this 4 ones is nothing else, F point, AF point, this will be 00102, and this will be 1011 is B. So AF point 2B, base 16. Okay, do you all understand, students? Okay, any doubt on this, please let me know. And in the next class, what we'll do, we'll see the representation of signed numbers, and in that many important concepts has been come up, many important techniques has been come up, and important questions also of the gate will solve it. Okay, in that. Okay, did you all understand today's class, students? Please give me a quick feedback about it.
Yes, sir.
Did you all understand? So I'll just
Yes, sir.
start recording.